Alright guys, me, the Tycoon, coming back to you with another review. And this is a Frasier reboot series season 2 overview. I'm so looking forward to reviewing this show with you guys today. It is that time of year. All the television series that came out in September are coming to an end because of Christmas, and getting ready for the reboots for New Year and new episodes, so on and so forth. So all good things have to come to an end. This 10 episode series has been a absolute delight to watch, and I gotta admit, look, from the first season where they were looking to find their feet, introduce the characters, new settings, and try and build some kind of rapport with the audience, they don't have that problem with this season. This season they went right into it. The writers have found their feet, and the jokes are hitting on point. The intelligence of what made Frasier so good in when he was based in Seattle as a radio host and all the rest of it, it works. Now, if you're like me, you've grown up with Dr. Frasier Crane over the last 40 years. 40 years. He started out in 1984 in Cheers, went to Wings just for one episode, then settled in Seattle for that amazing series where he was the radio host and just trying to solve problems. So watching this series as an evolution of his character has been absolutely amazing to watch, because there's a lot of themes that run right throughout this show, and one of the key themes is family. Although the overarching storyline isn't him trying to reconnect with Frederick, his son. It's more to do with Terry, the Nicholas Linda's character, and his relationship with his daughter, and based upon how much work he put in, he lost out on his daughter. His daughter is estranged and doesn't want to see him, even though he's become a granddad. She still doesn't want to see him. Wants nothing to do with him. And that's fine. Freddie can relate to that, because again, his parents divorced when he was very young. He was, he didn't see his father because his father moved to Seattle. His mum was in Boston all that time and stayed there. But it's kind of bittersweet because there's a lot of good things that happen. So we see the member berries, the return of a lot of great characters. Yeah, from Frasier's the agent that Frasier Crane had. She was the devil. And potentially Frasier having a daughter. Turns out that that's not the case. Roz comes back again and is a bit more prominent, but you see Alice finally growing up. Alice is in the show properly, and Alice is played by Kelsey Grammer's real life daughter, Greer Grammer. What a name. That's a mouthful. And yeah, she does a great role there. And you also discover that Dr. Crawford, Terry, Nicholas Linda's character, was the reason why Freddie dropped out of Harvard University. Why? Because he done it as an experiment using an 8-ball. The magic 8-ball machines, shaking it up, and that's the answer. And he used that. He also done it to the head of the faculty to stop her from getting her relationship. It's just hilarious how many different things happen. Patricia Heaton makes an appearance, comes into the series as potential love interest for Dr. Frasier Crane, reliving a failed TV show that the two of them had done together. It's interesting. It is quite nice seeing a lot of things. But there was a really special episode where Frasier goes back to Seattle to appear on his radio show once again. And the memories from the show from 30 years ago, it all came flooding back, and it was so wonderful to watch. The comedy was brilliant, and you find out that Dan Butler's character, Bulldog, he came out. as a gay guy. He is actually gay in real life, but he just went, within the character's role, he went uber masculine, uber macho. It was just funny. But he came out, whereas everyone was thinking it would be Gil Chesterton, who keeps saying that he's married, but we've never seen his wife, that kind of thing. Uh, but also, the sad thing is, Dr. Frasier Crane's advice can sometimes have unintended consequences, and it's played to comedic excellence. And that happens in this episode, in the penultimate episode. But, he saves the person, they work together, he reconnects with Freddy properly, they both have a love for psychology again, and psychiatry, more importantly, to help people. And they reconnect within their relationship. And the season finale itself is also where you see Frederick now come into, from being the fireman, to dabbling back into psychiatry and being able to help. The thing that I've found a little bit disconnected with Frederick's character was always that he sounded like an everyday working man, even though he came from two parents who are high society based, would be the best way of putting it. So the accent doesn't quite fit with the family dynamic. But I think that's what he was trying to do, was get as far away from the family as he possibly could. He wanted to distance himself, and one of the ways of doing that was taking a different profession, dropping out of Harvard, not following his family's footsteps of the prestige. So it was quite nice seeing that. Again, Eve is in there as well, and she's balancing out her acting with bartending and looking after the baby, and it's quite charming seeing how the baby is also looked after, and Dr. Frasier Crane is jumping back into his paternal instincts because of a lot of time that he missed out with Frederick. And it's nice seeing that build up a family, And it's also bittersweet because a lot of things have been lost. Don't get me wrong, you've got the comic relief with David. You know that Niles and Daphne will make an appearance, but it won't be anytime soon. They've said that that's the case. David is the replacement for Niles, would be the best way of putting it, and he does a good job in what he does a good acting job. You relate to him, you laugh your head off. He tries to get with Alice, he tries to make her out to be like the queen that he's always wanted, and he's like, well, I can't do it, but my dad was such a such a stud muffin, which is true. Niles was married to Maris, got divorced, got with someone else, and then got with his true love, being Daphne. So yeah, he went through it, and happily ever after, David was there. It is really nice seeing the evolution of Dr. Frasier Crane. And don't forget, Dr. Frasier Crane also, when he left Seattle, became a TV personality. He had his own show, and that's where the agent, I can't remember the agent's name now, she tries to get him back into doing TV and the book deal and all the rest of that kind of stuff. It's just hilarious how they try to manipulate it. But it's on Paramount Plus. I would strongly recommend that you watch it. It's half an hour long, and it is a bucket of laughs. It's also a great reminder of what good TV used to be. And this season, redone it. As always, guys, whichever platform you're watching this on, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. And as always, if you don't know how to do that, then you need to go back to school. So says the TYCOON.